Let me ask a question. I know that looks weird. I don't know how that's gonna look. Mm-hmm. Whew. Oh, let me show y'all my brownie. That's tight on the belly. I've done some exercise today. I did my little stepper. I got quite the amount of equipment here, to be honest. I have a little treadmill. I have a bike. I have a little stepper. I have this kind of foot bike you can sit and pedal. I have a squat machine. I have a split machine where you can do the splits. I have that. So I got quite the equipment to do exercise here in the winter time because it's very cold here in Indiana. Very cold right now. I think it's about 20 degrees. Who knows? I don't know. Hello, Roger. How you doing? Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to my health TED Talk about health. Even though I may not appear to be a spokesperson for good health, I am. I'm on the trajectory for good health. I did my little exercise today. Okay, I did my little stuff. Hello, Exo Me. Hello, Stephen Hickerman. Welcome to your TED Talk for the evening about health. Okay, we all about health, being healthy. Okay, and health is not also about food. It's about mental health too. There's mental health too, you know. So even though we all trying to eat better and exercise, I guess, or whatever we all trying to do, there's also other things that can keep you healthy, and that is your mental health. And one thing I have noticed is that there are some people out there who are not proud of the people that they are with. Hello, Cody. How you doing? There are some people out there who are not proud of the people that they are with. Okay. As someone put it to me, there are people out there who are dating down. You know, instead of really being with somebody that they truly want to be with, they are dating down. And to those of you who are out there dating down, you are destroying your mental health, okay? because you are playing a game in your own mind. In your own mind. And you are stressing yourself out for no reason. Okay? Dating somebody that you don't actually like. Okay? You should never date people because of whatever benefits whatever material benefits. You should never date somebody just for convenience, or just because you don't have nobody else at the time. These are not good reasons to be with somebody. Unattractive, gold digger. Hey, Uptown, how you doing? You should never date people and be with people that you really don't see a future with at all. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of their time. It's a waste of your time. Because eventually you're going to resent them. You're going to start looking at them sideways and be like, ugh, there she go. There she go wearing them leggings again. I hate them leggings. And then you're going to be scrolling through Tinder and TikTok or whatever social media, and you see all the girls that you really want, and you with somebody that you don't want, and you're going to say to yourself, God, that's what I want right there. Ooh, ooh, that's what I want. But you're not going after what you want. Hello, Edward, how you doing? You're not going after what you want. You are bringing somebody into your life. What? Guadalupe, how you doing? You are bringing somebody into your life that you are not interested in at all. That causes emotional stress for you, for the other person, because the whole time you're going to be thinking about what you could have. You know? So as adults, as mature people, as adults, you have to say to yourself, I deserve I want if you want some woman in your life that is sexy, that blows your mind, makes you dream, motivates you, does all the tricks and all. If you want that, then that's what you go after. Hello, how you doing? You go after what you really want. You don't settle for less. Because when you settle for less, you get less. Don't settle for less, because you will get less than what you really want. And you're never going to be satisfied. You're going to always be thinking in the back of your mind what you could have had. Okay? So as we talk about health and all this kind of stuff, your mental health, think about your relationships that contribute to your mental health. Because you can get depressed being with somebody that you truly do not want to be with. And I'm not sure what really goes into people choosing people that they really don't like. I think because this person maybe fits certain categories, and then you just say to yourself, well, maybe I can change this person eventually into what I want them to be. But then the person never change. They never lose weight. They never gain weight. They never get the body that you desire. They never do the sexual things that you want. They don't They don't do none of the things that you love. Okay? And then you become sad. You feel like you're missing out. Then you scrolling through social media and looking at everybody so happy with their beautiful person that does all the things. Marriage can be boring. Marriage is boring if you let it be boring. You know what I mean? It takes two people. Marriage can be extremely boring if you guys are just stuck in routine and you stuck with the idea of survival and you're not living. There are a lot of people who just go through the daily routine every single day and they're not living. They're just surviving. They barely talk. They have breakfast in the morning, go to work, come home. They're stuck in this rut. And if you have the weight of, external things like bills, kids, your jobs and stuff like that, you have all this external stuff that's weighing down on the relationship, on the marriage. It's going to become, sabotage. Because you gotta clear all that up. All that has to be taken care of. Finances have to be in order. So y'all not thinking about that. Even the backup plans have to be there. So you're not thinking about that just in case something happens. Your kids and how you manage that. All that has to be figured out. So that everybody's not stressed. The wife shouldn't be overwhelmed. The husband shouldn't be stressed about the kids. You guys have to work that out. And then you have to find time for yourself as individuals. Everybody has to be given their time. And then you have to have that time together. That time to build intimacy. Intimacy should be a part of every day in a marriage. No matter what's going on. Oh, you argue that depression is the innovator. You can be married and still be lonely. I read it. That might be true. I read about depression. You can marry somebody. You can be lonely in a marriage if you allow it. Watch two girls in one cup. No, I'm not watching that. The love fizzles out when people are neglected. Sometimes people don't know that they are neglecting their partner. They don't know that something that they used to do that they stopped doing. If you stop dating your person, the energy shifts, it changes. I disagree with that. Marriage is a commitment to each other and God, and it can be happy and fun. It's supposed to be a joyous relationship, not a relationship full of misery and just work. That ain't what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be enjoying each other's company, growing together, growing as individual people, being yourself, allowing each other to make mistakes and growing from those lessons and all that. That's what marriage is all about. Jesus taught us. I don't know about all that. I don't know about no sacrifice. I don't know about all that. All I know is back off your. All I know is marriage. Marriage can be very simple, or it can be very difficult. I have learned my own lessons in life from it, and from what I know, um, it takes two people, two mature, intelligent people, to make it something. Yeah, none of us are right. Oh, that's funny. People that have been married a long time. It's time, really. People that have been married a long time, like years ago, like maybe 50 years, some of those marriages were just marriages just to get out your mama house. A lot of women back then, they were just happy to find a man with a good job and to get away from their mama and daddy. That was it. And they learned to love the man. You know, it wasn't love first sight. It was learning to love the man. That's why some of those marriages happen. Hey, how you doing? And they just happen to stay together forever. Cause where you gonna go? You know what I mean? Back then, those women didn't work and stuff. Half the time, and so where's she gonna go? Times are different now. People that are married a long time don't have that much sex. Hmm. People that married a long time usually got a lot of kids. So I don't know about that. Then some of them people been married 30, 40 years, they get a gang of kids. So somebody was popping. Somebody was popping it every year. Okay? Somebody was doing something. Not God's order. That's true. Some people can't have kids. I never had a successful marriage. Um, you right. I haven't had a successful marriage. I'm not giving advice. I'm just telling you from my own experience. Marriage can be hard or it can be easy. It's either or. The person I was married to, I'm gonna say, just I didn't really think too hard being with the person, and I should have did a little bit more research, a little bit more homework on that person, and I did not do that. So that is, my fault. But then when I realized it's not going to go nowhere afterwards, I had to let it go. You know, I'd rather let it go than be stuck with somebody for 30, 40 years and stuck in a nasty routine. You cooked on a math test. Mm-hmm. A woman don't need a man. They have all that. What do you need a man for? they still in prison. The problem is feminism. I'm going to say the problem is not feminism. The problem is, you growing and you evolving, men evolving as women evolve. As women go and get education, men can go get education too. That's the only difference. Women go get education nowadays. Men can go get education, get better jobs, and do all the things. And just because some woman is educated and got her own this and that, it doesn't mean that she doesn't need or want a man in her life. You serve a different purpose. You know what I mean? Because everybody can't be, uh, all women want, most women, even though they make money and have their own things and stuff, they still, you know, how can I say this? They still want to be their feminine self. And what more, and how can you do that? You can do that more, especially guilt tripping. I don't know about that either. Women that are educated and got money, they still want men. They still want to be taken care of. They still want men around and all this kind of stuff. So don't think they don't want men around. That's crazy. You just serve a different purpose. That's it. That's it. That whole hating a woman and resenting her because she got a job and a house and all that kind of stuff. You gotta fit in a different way. Well, from what I can see, you know, especially on social media, these women don't want to be married because they feel like they doing everything by themselves. And if you're doing everything, all the household, taking care of kids, going to work, all that stuff by yourself, then why be married? If you gotta take on all the responsibility by yourself, then why in the world be married? Y'all need to research and look at all the, especially some of these videos that some of these women, these married women, have been posting. Having Christmas, she getting all the gifts for the kids and the husband. She putting stockings on the fireplace for all the kids and the husband. And no, and the husband doesn't even think to make a stocking stuffer for her. That kind of stuff. Mm. I never said I don't need no man. I'm not gonna say that. They serve a purpose. Yeah, I think social media, is also a crazy place because people are investing a lot of time into fantasy, and then they be going out here cheating. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Because what they want is not what they have. And they see all the things that, are out there on the internet, and they're thinking that they should have these things. And even, yeah, it is cheat. It is easy to cheat nowadays, but the thing is, don't do it. It's a waste of time. Especially if you love the person that you with. Why even do it? That's why you always be with somebody you actually like. That's why you talk to people you actually are interested in. Miles Monroe. Talk to people you actually are interested in. It makes no sense to be in a marriage with somebody you don't like and you hate them. You secretly hate them. You hate them because they make more money than you, or whatever it is, whatever jealousy is going on in your mind. And sometimes some of this stuff is just all in your mind. All in your mind. Thank you. Sometimes this stuff is just all in your mind. A woman that makes more money than you shouldn't be scared of. You should look at her, learn from her, and say to yourself, wow, she's great. She's very intelligent. What can I learn from her? And what can I do, to maybe improve my situation as an individual person? What can I do to better myself? Take inspiration, not jealousy. Take inspiration from her. Sometimes we get so comfortable in our life that we don't go above and beyond, because we scared, or because your family or your friends told you that you're not good at this and that. You know what I mean? I'm wrong about that. Has the best sermons. I have to look it up. No more, no less. That's the problem. You with some woman that's doing good in life, got things, you have to look at that and get inspired and do better, do more. Don't get mad at her because she's excelling. Be better. That's it. Do more in your life so you satisfied. So you're not looking down on her because she got this and that. Do more. What you cooked tonight? I ain't cooked nothing. And there's always a more attractive man. There's always a more attractive man that's going to do X, Y, and Z, and is not going to be intimidated by some woman because she's making money. You meet some woman got a master's degree and all this stuff, go get your master's degree. Don't look at her disgusted. Go do something to make you feel good about yourself. Welcome back. What about a man that can cook? Y'all always talking about wanting a woman that can cook. Y'all need to go take some cooking lessons. Y'all need to be Chef BRG. Get in there, put that apron on, and get to cooking. Stop looking at women as some type of service. Women are not a service. Women are human beings. Women are human beings. I know it's hard for y'all to grasp that concept, but women are human beings. who go through a lot. Okay? They're human beings. So if she know how to cook, you should know how to cook too. Don't lean on her and look at her when you get off work and say, what did you cook? My grandpa never did that stuff. That stuff some of these dudes be talking about. My grandpa, he never did that stuff. He worked. He paid the bills. Regardless of how much money my grandma was making, he paid the bills. She worked. She took care of household things, but he paid all the bills. He planned all the vacations. He took her on vacation. She cooked. She cooked a lot. But a lot of times he would come to her and he would say, Chris, you ain't got to cook today. We going out. On Sunday, he said, you ain't got to cook breakfast this Sunday. We going out. He took her on vacations. He took care of everything. All she had to do was look pretty, take care of home, enjoy the things that she's passionate about. And that made him happy. Watching her be happy made him be happy. It didn't matter how much money she made. He did what he felt he needed to do. And that's because he come from a life of no family really. He grew up poor. So he created the best family. He knew the kind of family he wanted. I am. What? Why didn't I cook tonight? I didn't feel like it. I don't cook every day. Have I hated anyone before? No. What do you mean? Who's avoiding the conversation? Women just can't show up and take me how I am. Well, what do you mean you can't take you how you are? What's wrong with you? No, I'm not married. I am engaged. I'm reading what y'all saying. There is men people. There is men that are mad because a woman got a degree. What are you talking about? How do you know he's the right one? If he, by him being interested,